Hi, so my name is Liz Hathaway and this is my astrological look at the week ahead, and that is the week starting the 8th of March 2021. That's week 10 of this year. It's a kind of a watery week, I think, this week. It starts with the sun sextile the moon, and then we have on the same day the moon sextile Neptune, moon of Capricorn, of course. So this kind of sun sextile moon, sun in Pisces reaching out to the moon in Capricorn, moon in Capricorn sextile into Neptune. So it's kind of pulling this sort of air of the sublime, the unreal, the imaginary into the week. And this is, of course, the week of a new moon in Pisces, very watery moon, Neptune in the picture. So we're kind of going into this sort of realm of the unknown, of the ocean, of the depths, of the imagination, of the nebulous. And I kind of like that energy. It suits me well. So let's have a look. So we have, as I said, sun in Pisces, sextile moon starting the week, and then the moon sextile Neptune. So there's this sense of opening up, that sense of opening up to the imaginary, being open to signals that are subtle, you know, not like in your face. It's just the feeling nature is very strong as we move into this week. On Tuesday, the moon is conjunct with Pluto, and then we have Venus squaring the nodes. That's a very powerful aspect, Venus squaring the nodes, actually. If we kind of have a look at the sort of people that are born under that Venus, or the events that happened under that sort of Venus square in the North Node. So we have things like, you know, Churchill's very visionary Iron Curtain speech. He sort of come out and sort of said this was what was going to happen. It was long before it actually happened, but he sensed it. It's that sense of imagining things to come, which we get with the nodes as well. And Venus, of course, in Pisces is in her exaltation, so she's extremely open and extremely in touch with the invisible world, I would say, you know, and that can manifest as high romantic sort of vision of things, but it's also just an all-round general sort of picking up on the vibe in the collective, particularly when we have a North Node in Gemini and the South Node in Sagittarius. So yeah, it's a great sort of square to the nodes here. We also see people like Camilla Pagula, Vanessa Redgrave. You know, it's also yeah, the nodes are very much about direction. So, you know, female figures. I mean, what have we got going on as we go into this? Of course, today we have the very controversial interview taking place in the UK with Harry and Meghan speaking out about the royal family, these kind of exposés, this kind of insider information. It's so Gemini, isn't it? Hot gossip. You can imagine how much hot gossip this interview is going to generate. This is very Venus squaring the North Node, this sort of female figure was almost Pisces, often sort of the victim also that theme is there with Pisces, the victim theme. So who's the victim in this? Is Meghan the victim, or is the palace that is coming out and accusing Meghan of all kinds of mistreatment of staff? There's a lot of Piscean sort of unclarity, you know, Neptunian, nebulous, you know, where does the truth lie in all of this? When Neptune's in the picture, it's very difficult to get to the bottom. It's like the ocean has such depth, doesn't it? So big day on Tuesday. Then Wednesday we have again the moon in Aquarius, now conjuncting Saturn, conjuncting Jupiter. And then on Thursday we actually get the Sun-Neptune conjunction. So this is the build up to the new moon, right? This conjunction with Neptune is taking us into the new moon. So we have moon moving into Pisces on Thursday as well. So it's a kind of a nice, sort of symbolism, archetype to play with, actually, Neptune, Pisces, the sun. And I was just giving myself some sort of free association. So it's a very watery trope. And this is like the little kind of free association. So allow yourself, I think, as well, to free associate with regard to the house that this conjunction and the new moon is falling in. Just free the space up there. Just let your imagination, just do, you know, sort of spirit writing. Just take a pen and just write for 3 minutes or 4 minutes and just let it roll, let it flow as the rivers flow, as the sea flows, just let it stream out of you. So the kind of thoughts I were coming up with is like consciousness meeting here, because the sun is the symbol of consciousness. So it's consciousness meeting the imaginary realms. It's this experiencing in a conscious way of the deep. It's like being that first diver going into the underwater world. Actually, there's something, that's a great research project to look at, actually, how that went. What was Neptune doing when the oceans began to be opened up to us? Very great, so much depth and teeming with life, of course. And the sun, a symbol of consciousness. I've often found, for example, people having hard transits, Neptune to the sun, you know, that they actually do things like learn to dive, you know. This is kind of a really wonderful co-creating with Neptune in a way. Experiencing the deep, the sense of the ocean as the birthplace as well of all life as it is. Water, blessings, but waters also can curse. That curse of salt water, water everywhere and near a drop to drink. It's about purifying and sanctifying. It's being submerged, and with the sun involved, allowing yourself as well to go under, allowing yourself to be pulled down into the depths and taking note of what you find there, charting your experience, if you like. So it's also the sense of opening your eyes when you're in this new world. So there's a sense of discovery and the treasures as well that are there in the deep. There's a lot going on in that watery world down there. You know, like great sea monsters and octopuses and incredible great leviathans that live there in the deep. So it's about, you know, this ancient world, this ancient sub-world. It's not like the world of the known. It's another realm, Neptune. So yeah, there's also that thing of sea bathing, surrender, allowing yourself to float, allowing the waves to lift you and carry you and just be submerged in it. So this is the energy now that's taken us into the new moon on Saturday, which Raven Caldera calls the dreamer's moon. Now, how appropriate is that, the dreamer's moon, which is why I'm saying open that house up, free associate, play with possibilities, float, go with it, imagine, use your imagination. It's a new moon. This is a start of something, the start of something. If we look at the Sabian symbol, it's for the 24th degree, because the new moon is in 2304. Then it's on a small island surrounded by a vast expanse of sea. I love this idea of a vast expanse of sea. I just love that idea. It makes me think of Tom Hanks on his little island there. But it's this idea of, you know, finding individuality, because that's what islands do. They focus on the individual character. It's finding yourself. And that new moon is on Saturday, and then on Sunday we have Venus conjunct Neptune. So all of this is a very gentle new moon. It's a very gentle new moon, very soothing new moon. Of course, with Neptune in the picture, habits, addictions, where we dodge responsibility. I mean, everything has two sides. Nothing is all good or all bad, or, you know, there's so much nuance that we can find in every astrological signature. But yeah, for me personally, this is very much a week about, you know, opening up to the imagination and actually surrendering and letting the ocean sort of, you know, lift you up and take you down, and just to float, learning to float instead of struggling. Just lay back and float. Okay, have a great week.